All right, we are getting some breaking news in connection with the Bihar meltdown. Jitan Ram Manjhi, the faction headed by Jitan Ram Manjhi, it seems is not in favor of the dissolution of the House. Sources are now telling headlines today that the BJP has assured Manjhi to support them in the floor test. We have Kamalji joining us with all the latest. Kamalji, this basically means that the dissolution of the assembly is not a possibility that Jitan Ram Manjhi is considering at this moment, because he feels that he can continue to have his shot at power after this assurance. Has this assurance come particularly after his meeting with the Prime Minister? Kamalji,
Time is not in favor of dissolution of the House. They also, yes, I can hear you. Sanket, if you can hear me, sources have clearly indicated that Jitan Ram Manjhi is not in favor of dissolution of the House. He is obviously willing to face that floor test. This can be done only with the help of BJP. So obviously after the talk of Jitan Ram Manjhi with the Prime Minister at 5 o'clock, besides discussing the politics of the state, there was discussed this crisis. Many say this is a constitutional crisis which was triggered by the BJP itself in a shot for power. Remember, the assembly election itself is not few months away. It could be any time in October, November. But definitely at this point of time, when there are high stakes and obviously BJP really trying very hard to be in power, this is something which is going to be high stake for Nitish Kumar, for Jitan Ram Manjhi, as well for the BJP. So yes, everybody is trying to hold on to that power. But if Jitan Ram Manjhi has to pass that floor test, it cannot be done without the help of the BJP. Now, if he still falls short of the numbers, Jitan Ram Manjhi's camp says they're also in touch with some of the people who assured tests or assured giving support to Nitish Kumar, but in a ballot of secrecy will actually go with Jitan Ram Manjhi. Now, this is something that they've really come up with. But once Jitan Ram Manjhi leaves from here, he is obviously going to Patna. He's going to be meeting the governor. He says he's going to be in favor of the floor test. So obviously all factions now coming out and saying they have the numbers, but it is left to K and Tripathi as to really to whom to go with. So yes, there would be a lot of constitutional pressure on him, but that's the point. The governor will finally really take the call as to who to really go with and who will prove the majority. At this point of time, Jitan Ram Manjhi is clearly the chief minister. There's no legislative party to say that he's been removed as a CM. So there has to be a certain procedure which has to be put in place, and only then will there be a floor test. And if the numbers do not come across,
no, but then Kamalji,
going to be a huge power tussle there.
Kamalji, the real problem here is that the JDU, at least one faction, has already elected Nitish Kumar as their legislature party leader. In that case, what actually happens to Mr. Jitan Ram Manjhi? It almost appears, Kamalji, that this entire camp headed by Jitan Manjhi want the JDU to expel them, to remove them, so that they continue to retain their MLA-ship, because they have been thrown out of the party, and get this outside support or whatever support that they want from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Because otherwise, somehow this equation just does not add up. I mean, there'll be a constitutional crisis.
Well, definitely, the state is already headed towards a constitutional crisis. But one must also remember is that Jitan Ram Manjhi doesn't have those numbers within the JDU. Even the number of ministers who are supporting him at this point of time are far less than those supporting Nitish Kumar. So he doesn't have the numbers. He's going to be seeking a support. He's also saying he's in touch with JDU and the Congress leaders. Nitish is also saying he's taking support of them. So there is going to be a constitutional crisis of sorts. What has to be done is, when the governor does get that letter from both the camps, he'll really see who the numbers are claiming to be. If they're claiming that they have 117 and Nitish Kumar is saying they have equal numbers, this is the time then there will be a floor test, and then they'll have to prove that majority in the House. This is something which is going to go on expected lines. But at this point of time, there is an attempt by both the factions to try and get in the other side of the faction to actually come and do the cross-voting. But definitely, since they do belong from the same party, this is something which is going on. And that is why when Jitan Ram Manjhi came for the Niti Aayog meeting, he wanted to make most of this particular situation, meeting the Prime Minister. We can try and actually just show you the car right behind me. We expected Jitan Ram Manjhi to really come out at any point of time. There is going to be a talk with the media, but before that, what is more important is the fact that when he goes to Patna, he's already made up his mind that perhaps
I can see some movement.
Is not going towards dissolution.
Now, Kamalji, I can see some movement behind you. I think it would be better if you unmount your the camera from the tripod stand and perhaps go right up where Jitan Ram Manjhi could in fact give a statement. We'll leave you at this moment because I can see there's some movement happening behind Kamaljeet Sandhu, where Jitan Ram Manjhi is expected to arrive any minute now. We'll come to that frame in just a short moment. All right, let's now cut across live to two of Headlines Today's reporters who are very strategically placed. Kamaljeet Sandhu at the Bihar Niwas in the national capital, where Jitan Ram Manjhi is expected to come out any minute. We are expecting to ask him certain questions where he could reveal his strategy, or at least tell us in greater detail what exactly does he intend to do, how much of support does he actually have, and will he go ahead with that crucial floor test, knowing fully well that a major chunk of his party is not behind him. And the other strategic location is the governor's house in Patna, where Headlines Today's Rohit Kumar Singh is located at this moment. Do we have Kamaljeet at this moment? Okay, we have Kamaljeet patched with us. Now, Kamaljeet, just explain to us, perhaps show us the enormous amount of interest this particular story has generated in the media. I believe there is a whole line of crew that is lined up. Mr. Jitan Ram Manjhi would have never thought that he would get this sort of media publicity or coverage.
Well, definitely. So, Sanket, we can try and show you. Jitan Ram Manjhi is expected to come here from Bihar Niwas. His car is already here. Media persons have been waiting since morning for him. We've been told around 9:15 is the time that he's expected to come out here. But yes, talking about the constitutional crisis, there are a few of the cabinet ministers of his who are there with him in Bihar Niwas. They're the ones who are really suggesting to him that perhaps earlier, if it was dissolution of assembly that they were contemplating on, now it is obviously going with the floor test. We also believe that his meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi was successful in a bid that BJP could perhaps support Jitan Ram Manjhi in that floor test. So this is going to be a very crucial time for Jitan Ram Manjhi, and that is why he's rushing to Patna. He will be meeting the governor, but remember, it's the other faction, Nitish faction, along with the Lalu Prasad Yadav, who will be meeting governor too. So yes, it's a complicated situation out there, but at this point of time, all eyes on Jitan Ram Manjhi as he continues to be the chief minister, but many are asking for how long.
Okay, Kamaljeet, we'll see if we can go across to Rohit Kumar Singh in Patna also in just a short moment from now. But do take us through what really is going to be the strategy of Jitan Ram Manjhi based on what he has revealed so far. Number one, let's go by what he has said. Number one, I will not be, they thought I'll be a rubber stamp chief minister. I am not that, to their utter disappointment. Number two, I have met, leaders, certain leaders, and there is possible that I will go for a floor test. What really is Mr. Manjhi's strategy? Because clearly, as far as Bihar is concerned, this is all a fight for only a few months. What is the larger game plan of Mr. Manjhi?
Well, definitely, if assembly elections are anywhere between October and November, there is obviously going to be a point of confrontation. Jitan Ram Manjhi is expected to be a protege of Nitish Kumar, but he is not walking the talk. Remember, earlier in his career also, he was with the Congress, and for some time, for 15 years, with the JDU, with the RJD before jumping into the JDU. So yes, he's been in various camps, but obviously he's played the Dalit card. He's been the chief minister. But when Nitish Kumar wanted to take that power back from him and become the chief minister himself, Jitan Ram Manjhi clearly declining. So this is where this entire conflict has really come into play. But at this point of time, Jitan Ram Manjhi not willing to give away or concede to Nitish Kumar, saying he will continue to be the chief minister. He does have the MLA support. He does have the power with him. But we'll really have to see whether the legislative party, as Nitish is saying, is going with him and not with Jitan. With this obviously coming into play. But many of them are obviously accusing the BJP for engineering this crisis within the state of BJP. And we've seen Amit Shah going there. We've seen BJP doing extremely well in Lok Sabha elections. And that is why we really knew at that point of time that there was, and we can try and show you, there has been a certain movement, the officials coming out. We do know that Jitan Ram Manjhi is expected to come out any point of time. This is a constitutional question. Let's see if we can try and get you the visuals. There he is, Jitan Ram Manjhi, walking with that particular smile. Let's just try and get into word. Sir,
सारी बातें हो गई है, आप लोगों से अब कोई बात नहीं करनी।
सर, डिसोल्यूशन करेंगे कि या फ्लोर टेस्ट करेंगे?
सारी बात आपने कह दिया है, रिपीट आप बेकार कर रहे हैं।
सर, फ्लोर टेस्ट के लिए तैयार है? नंबर्स हैं आपके पास? So there you see it, not really wanting to comment, but he walked out with a smile. सर, बात करना चाहेंगे आपसे? There he is, flashing his smile, but definitely this is a time of constitutional crisis. This is not a time where he can actually really smile along. But yes, a constitutional crisis triggered in Bihar. Jitan Ram Manjhi on top of that. There he is, leaving in his ambassador car. He's headed towards the airport. Sanket, this is the time that he's going to be really moving out. That's his convoy really leaving out here. You can see that. He's gone now. But what is important is, what will he do when he reaches Bihar? He's meeting the governor. And what is more important is that he will perhaps not go for dissolution of the House. As earlier pointed out, he may just go and face a floor test, and what is more important is he may seek the help of BJP, and that is what has conspired between him and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But we'll really know once he reaches Patna what he does.
I mean, Kamalji, I'm so glad that, you asked those questions while he was out, because you could see a mix of, like old world journalism, a mix of issues that he was actually trying to reveal in that statement that he gave. Number one, he said, I've spoken already, I won't say anything much. But the body language revealed it all. There is a mixed emotion as far as Mr. Manjhi is concerned. He knows that domestic support within the JDU, and let's get in Rohit Kumar Singh, who joins us from the other strategic location of the governor's house. Rohit, Mr. Manjhi thought that he would be able to split the JDU right down in the middle. Now the JDU leaders, the traditional leaders like Nitish Kumar and Sharad Yadav, claim that all those who were with Manjhi, most of them have actually come back into the main JDU party. Could this be a cause of worry for Jitan Ram Manjhi? Is he playing a short-term game, or is this a larger strategy for perhaps some time later?
Sanket, from where does Manjhi get this encouragement of energy that he has numbers? Is from the fact that JDU at this point of time has 111 MLAs in the assembly, but only 97 of them attended that crucial meeting where Nitish Kumar was elected as the leader of the JDU legislature party. So there were at least 12 to 13 MLAs who were missing. Manjhi is banking on them that they can come and support him. Also in RJD, there are two groups that have been formed. There are two factions. One is a pro-Manjhi faction, and we are being told by sources that when the floor test happens, if it happens on 20th of February, which Manjhi is claiming, there can be some support from RJD also. So these are the two sides from where Manjhi is getting some encouragement that he can get numbers, and then everything depends on BJP. That BJP, if only it is convinced that Manjhi has at least 30 to 35 MLAs in his kitty, then only BJP can think of even supporting Manjhi. But if that doesn't happen, then BJP will never fish in troubled waters, because what we are being told here that tomorrow they are already going to get a setback in Delhi, and obviously they don't want more damage to be done to the party as far as Bihar is concerned.
Absolutely, and so close to the assembly elections. Perception is all that matters in politics. Of course, Rohit, you are at a very strategic location at this moment. News is going to develop where you are. Thanks very much, Kamalji Sandhu, as well as Rohit Kumar Singh, for getting us all the latest. All is happening as far as the Bihar meltdown is concerned.